Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're going to dive right back into Elite Zoo South. A very exciting session for us ahead as we, first of all, sort of fix whatever has become undone as of the end of the previous session, very quickly I hope, but then second of all, add a new animal. I imagine the title and thumbnail have given it away. Hopefully they have. I quite like getting a good shot of a new animal and coming up with a good title for the new animal, though gonna have a hard time with this one. Either way, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's been on my mind for a very long time, and it's been on many of your minds for a very long time. Another animal that has been requested time and time again, and I've always known that they were coming. I've always known that it was going to happen. It was a natural inclusion because I find them quite adorable and quite fun. We actually, before, 2020 happened, I think it was back in 2019, maybe it was 2018, it's all a blur now. We actually got a brand new baby pygmy hippo in Toronto, like at the Toronto Zoo. Not just in all of Toronto, at Toronto Zoo. And I got to go and see it in its youngest form and whatnot. Absolutely adorable. Made my day, made my week, made my month. I love going to the zoo. I miss going to the zoo. I'm looking forward to it after all this is done. But yeah, so I've been, every time it comes up in the comments, much like the hippos themselves, every time the pygmy hippos came up in the comments, I was like, yeah, I've got plans, don't worry, it's coming for sure, but, it's got its place. It's got a specific space that it needs to kind of slot into, so it's just a matter of time. And I guess that time is now. You know what, I mean, we could for sure go around and see what has been undone. I'll be completely honest, I couldn't tell you. I can't remember why or when I was over here. I mean, I must have been organizing. It's really unfortunate that we had that crash. I must have been reorganizing these guys, right? I must have been doing something here, but I can't for the life of me remember what it would have been. William, are you not supposed to be off of contraceptives? Is there a reason why you're still on contraceptives? If I compare you with, or if I check your compatibility with Frankie, you're good. So I guess that's where we were. We were getting William off of contraceptives. But I couldn't for the life of me tell you what else kind of needs doing, but I'm sure the game will pop up some warnings and let us know exactly what we have to tackle. I'm pretty sure we've got like all the time-lapse stuff is good and saved, I'm sure, right? We got these in here. Yeah. So it looks like all the time-lapse stuff is in place. It's just a matter of some of that stuff that happened within the last, I would say, probably 10 or so minutes of the previous session. I do apologize for that, folks. I'm not sure what went down, why it went down, the way it went down, but hey, at least we haven't lost too much. We are still expecting a baby hippo, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go. April of year 147, not you. Where is our other hippo? Where is she? Oh, no. I'm tempted to say that in the Batman voice. No, no, but for real, though, where is she? Okay, just gotta find the entrance over here. Find ourselves... Oh, no, I guess it is just you. Wow, did we seriously lose? Oh, wow. We lost like half a year's worth of work. Now, time moves relatively quickly, but we did lose about half a year's worth of progress if play is hit. Oof, that could be a little rough, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be fine. Well, like I was saying, things will pop up. I'll be given warnings, and we'll be able to course correct and fix what was broken with the crash. But let's go ahead and look past that right now, because I would like to dive into the time lapse as quickly as possible. But in order to do that, the first order of business, of course, is to look at not this, but actually, this is something that was pointed out in the comments, so I should perhaps take a look at fixing that. We have some incorrect sex ratio with the plains zebras. This was mentioned in the comments as well, and I have been meaning to take care of this. It's been pointed out that, what is this? Wow, it's all females except for one male, really? Not what I would want over here. Hang on a second. Open up your Zoopedia. Oh, it's got the world tour before I find the button I'm looking to click on. What is the ratio we want over here? 3 to 6. 1 male, 5 females. 1 male, 5 females. What are the chances that no males have come around? So we have one too many females. Let's go ahead and Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to kind of like just kind of clear house over here. Adebola, good stats though. Adebola's got good stats. Latifa has good stats, but set up for trade. Aisha should probably go. Lowest fertility among the lot. Decent overall, but low fertility. These other two are significantly better, I suppose, in that sense. They're both adults. You're kind of elderly, Latifa, so we'd probably release you to the wild. Aisha, same. Release you to the wild as well. Done. And Latifa too. Release you. Go. And let's go ahead and get you off of contraceptives. However, are we actually able to... Hermione, I imagine you're not able to mate with anybody here, right? It'll all be inbreeding. It will all be inbreeding. Except for one, except for Buseji here. What we're going to do then, in that case, is, first of all, get you off of contraceptives as well. We'll keep all these females. Let's go ahead and get Hermione released as well. Decent stats... decent stats overall, and gold rated as well, but you know, that's just the nature of things, I suppose. So over to we could send you to the trade center. No, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just released you. I don't know what. It's okay. We'll release them afterwards. Over to the to animal trading, and let's do a couple of things. Actually, let's go ahead and get ourselves a new male plains zebra. There we go. Gotta get a good quality male over here. Not surprised we don't have the highest quality available. This guy seems better. Mwamba versus Rashid. Trying to get a comparison. Better longevity, better size. Let's go with... You know, Mwamba is significantly cheaper. Let's go and get Mwamba from the from Seoul. I suppose that is someone's... this is someone's... I was wondering if it was from, like, Frontier, like from... you know, generic made-up land, or if it was somebody's zoo, but it looks like it is somebody's zoo. Waiting in the trade center. Let's go ahead and send you immediately to quarantine. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we look at the Zoopedia entry, folks. Bear with me here. Bear with me. So you, and let's also just really quickly take a look and see if there are... What's going on here? Right. Send you back to your habitat. Forgot about that. That happened sometime last session. Got a couple animals to trade out, but we'll tackle that later. Let's go ahead and scoop up some. If I could just uncheck this first. Scoop up some pygmy hippos, because that is, yes, the order of the day. I don't know how many of what I'll need. Looks like... Looks like it's not like we've got some amazing... Oh, actually, these are some pretty good numbers. Low immunity, but these are some really good numbers. Very expensive, though. 4444. You know, it's tempting. It's tempting, but is that really worth that much compared to this? You know what I mean? And then again, it's male versus female. Comparisons between these two. 4,444. I mean, we can afford it. You know what? Sure. Let's go for it before it's too late. Adopt you. And Hosnia as well. One male, one female for starters, and then we'll take a look at more after the time lapse. Maybe we'll end up with some better options as well, if there's even the room for more. So these guys are both waiting in the trade center. Go ahead and okay, let's go ahead to the trade center. All right, trade animal storage. Both of you. Send you to quarantine. Cool. So that'll all be taken care of as soon as we're done the time lapse, and at least we have some animals picked out. We don't have to worry about that. And the zebras have been taken care of as well. Good. I'm glad I checked this. While it wasn't what I was going for, we've fixed up the giant anteater situation, so that's all good. I believe everything else is all good. It was just the zebras. I think we've taken care of some of this stuff previously. All right, fair enough. So I was actually headed towards Zoopedia to take a look at the pygmy hippos. If the title and thumbnail didn't make it very clear, then hopefully me saying their name over and over again has made it very clear that we're going in with the pygmy hippos today, folks. I've got some plans with regards to how they integrate into the not pygmy hippos, I suppose, and how they actually integrate maybe into the little walkway we've built as well down over here. Again, many of you are hoping that I integrate this and I make it so that guests are using this space. I will try my best. I'll see what we can get the guests to do. And many of you have been suggesting that we make another entry, like another entrance rather. That is coming. I'm not, I will be honest with you, in a rush though. There are other things that I think are a bit more of a priority. I want to get some more animals in, like I was saying previously, just like we did the you know, the hyenas, the dingoes, and the painted dogs, just like we did that, I want to kind of have a bit of momentum over here and get a fair bit done. Or rather, I should say a fair bit done, because I'm going to be pulling back over here. Hopefully I can fit what I want to fit over here, but I have my doubts, I'll be honest. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to maintain some momentum, and then we'll take a look at getting an entrance in. Anyway, with that said, over to Zoopedia, over to the pygmy hippos, and over to... I mean, this cuteness. What else can I call it? Look at that. Just... Are you kidding me? They're so cute. They're so adorable. They're so adorable. By the way, if you've never seen it, I can highly recommend... it's very short. It's a very short ad. Look up the House Hippo PSA. PSA, like a public service announcement. So House Hippo PSA. Look it up on YouTube. It's fun. It's like 30 seconds, I think, maybe 60 seconds long, but it's fun. Anyway, pygmy hippo, Hexaprotodon libriensis. Hang on a second. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. The hippo. Yeah, they're a completely different family, eh? The pygmy hippo. The order is the same, but they're a completely different. No, the family is the same. Isn't the name? Oh no, excuse me. I keep forgetting it's the genus first. Taxonomy. As much as I find it fascinating, it was not my strength in bio class. Right. Sorry, it's the genus up top. So they're the same family. A different genus, of course. Okay, that checks. That checks. All right, cool. So, Hexaprotodon libriensis. Always like the word. Put the word proto in anything, and I immediately love it. Endangered. Population in wild is just 3,000. The pygmy hippopotamus, or Hexaprotodon libriensis, is a species of medium-sized mammal that lives in the rainforests and swamps of Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, and the Ivory Coast. They have gray-brown skin, small ears, and sturdy legs with four-toed feet, and can usually be found near rivers, where they spend most of their time wallowing and sleeping. Wallowing. Okay, usually when I hear the word wallowing, I think about wallowing in your sorrow, so it's strange to see it in this context. Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, and the Ivory Coast. Okay. On average, they are between 30 inches to 40 inches tall, 60 inches to 70 inches long, and weigh between 396 and 605 pounds. I imagine males and females are probably relatively similar then. The pygmy hippo is endangered, threatened by the deforestation that has encroached upon their habitat, as well as by poaching. Their well-being is further complicated by the fact that their habitat often falls within war zones, which may cause deaths and also makes conservation efforts difficult. There are several national parks within the hippo's range where it is protected, and organizations like the Zoological Society of London are conducting research on their ecology to better understand how to protect them. Interesting. Very interesting. Over to their natural habitat. Again, we've got a little... So, geographically, I mean, if we take a look at the hippo over here, the hippos are pretty widespread. I know we have a couple of Nile references in the area, but I guess we're taking a bit of a jump from like here to here as far as location is concerned. It's not the biggest leap we've ever made. We're still in in North Sub-Saharan Africa, I guess, if we can call the sliver that. I'm sure there's an actual name for this, but you know what I'm saying, right? But yeah, they share some spaces. Of course, there's the Nile references, but they share some spaces. Okay, so 270 meters would almost definitely going to give them way too much space. I'm just going to be honest with you right now. Water requirement is the same as land requirement. I've got some plans. I hope I'm able to pull off what I have in mind, because it might not. I don't know. It might not. The game might not cooperate with my plans over here, but we'll find out shortly. Species data. Group size, excluding juveniles, is 2 to 4, up to 1 male, up to 3 females. All right, cool. The bachelors are 2 to 4, whether male or female. So we can get some more females, and that's good to know. We probably will, and they'll fill up the space a bit more, I think. Wait, one thing I missed, actually. They are tropical and aquatic. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I like to try and keep that in mind when I start building. I skipped over that earlier. Dominance is none. Mating system is monogamous in captivity. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So, I guess out in the wild, they're probably promiscuous or something. Cool. Relation with humans is confident, but guests cannot enter the habitat. Fair. I was just thinking about Toronto Zoo. It's been so long now. And you can kind of... You're within their space, in Toronto Zoo, but you're not like on the ground with them. You cannot like touch them or interact with them or anything like that. So I was just kind of like checking in my head. I was like, can you enter the habitat? Well, yeah, you can enter the space, but you can't actually enter the ground on which they stand, or the you can't touch them or anything like that. Unless one gets very adventurous, I guess, and climbs on top of one of the walkways. Size is 34 inches tall at the shoulder for both males and females. Life expectancy is 30 years across the board, and weight is 506 pounds across the board as well. Sexual maturity at 4.5 years. Sterility at death. Number of offspring per mating event is 1. 7-month gestation/incubation period. 12-month interbirth period. And reproduction in captivity is very easy. Wonderful. So we should be getting lots of little hippos today. Absolutely. Social needs. Pygmy hippopotami are primarily solitary, but may also live in pairs comprised of mother and calf, or a mated male and female. Okay. But, it says 2 to 4 up over here. If they encounter other pygmy hippos, they tend to ignore each other, so they don't get particularly violent, I guess. The mating habits of wild pygmy hippopotami are unknown, so most of the information known is based on observation of captive groups. From what we know, a male will court a receptive female by following her, as well as defecating and urinating near her, using his tail to spread his waist around. She may respond in kind if receptive. Okay. The two may mate underwater or on land, and females will be pregnant for 6 to 7 months, giving birth to a single calf. Mothers will start weaning their young when they are between 6 and 8 months old, and they will be fully weaned by the time they turn 1. Before weaning, the juvenile hippos will hide in the water while their mother forages at dusk. After weaning, they accompany their mother on foraging trips and will stay with their mother until the next calf is born. Both males and females reach sexual maturity at between 3 and 5 years old. It's pretty cool. I always find it cool. There's like a quote, there's like a turn of phrase, and I forget exactly how it goes, but it's a reference of how like we know more about what's happening in space than we know about the depths of our oceans. Like we've had more discoveries, or we've learned more about, you know, the final frontier, as it were, than we have about our own oceans. And I've always found that fascinating. And it's extended, thanks in large part to Zoopedia, to all of these situations where it kind of says like, yeah, we don't really know how they behave in the wild, but in captivity they do this. It's just like, it's pardon the pun here, entirely intentional, but pardon the pun nonetheless. It's wild to me that we just, you know, we just don't know. We just don't know. For one reason or another. It's kind of, I don't know, I find it interesting what we don't know. Research status, of course, we haven't got any of the fun facts yet. A for food. Looks like a lot of the same stuff as the hippos, if not the exact same stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to make it a slightly different kind of a space. I mean, I say that, but I definitely want a mud bath. I definitely want rubbing pillar, maybe a plant, a tree to scratch against. I don't know. Might end up using some of the same ones. I am in pygmy hippo, right? Yeah. Why are they? Surely there's something different that we could have here for the pygmy hippos. Something, you know, like more pygmy-esque, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, interspecies enrichment, there is none, and world records, I mean, we of course cannot be a part of this just quite yet, but see a couple of numbers over here. Okay, I guess that's the Zoopedia entry. Not much else to look at. 270, tropical and aquatic. I've got plans. Hopefully I can execute them. There's definitely at least some challenging elements to the plans I have. I don't know how well it'll work, but I do hope it goes. I do hope it goes over smoothly. But let's go ahead and very quickly here change the time as I just quickly mull over if there are any other elements that I'm forgetting right now before we dive into the time lapse. No, I don't think there are. So yeah, I guess, folks, without further ado, get the camera set up nicely over here. Maybe like this. Yeah, like this. As I was saying, folks, it's time-lapse time. Alright, folks, today's time-lapse is a very productive one. It kind of goes in an interesting direction, I'll be completely honest with you, but in a good, interesting direction. I end up taking longer on certain things than I was expecting, and other things end up working out a lot more smoothly than I was anticipating. So, you know, overall, net, very productive time-lapse. Overall, very pleased with the end results. The first order of business is to build this kind of path into an actual, you know, like it's got to go somewhere. I'm figuring out where it's going to go, and I'm also beginning to sort of extend the path towards its natural, I guess you could call it, conclusion, where it links back up to the train station next to the Lions. So lots of exciting stuff actually happening today. It's a pretty big day. A lot of exciting stuff happens, at least in my opinion. Exciting stuff happens after the time lapse as well. So it's a pretty fun day. But yeah, first order of business after getting the pathing done, so I guess you could say it's the second order of business, is to establish the actual sort of outer perimeter, of the actual enclosure. I didn't want to do anything too big. I didn't want to go too gargantuan or anything like that. I know I have a tendency to do that, but I'm trying to stay, in check and in control over here, and just kind of like putting this down to measure the overall size of it. And you can see it's a decent size, but of course I do want to have a bit of water in there as well, so we will be eating into some of that measurement and just sculpting it a little bit. To a degree, I wish it was a little bit bigger, I suppose. But the only reason I say that is because of like things I might have done differently as far as decoration is concerned. Truth be told, it is exactly as big as I would like it, or it's exactly as big as it needs to be, and I should be happy with the size it is right now, because it's great for guests, it's great for the animals, and the space ends up working quite well as well. Like, I like how it looks in the end. The only reason I'm saying I wish it was bigger is because I don't know, I always do that, right? So I should just ignore myself there. But yeah, so just kind of trying to see like how much water we can put down and where the land will stay. Trying to make an interesting kind of a corner over here for them to rest in. I want to actually expand this a little bit because I realize I've left them way too little room. I'm going to expand this space a little bit as well and allow them to cross up to here. And at the moment I'm putting down a rubbing pillar, but we swap that out later on. But basically, a couple toys on the, let's call it south side, food on the north side, a good bit of reason to be on either side, and of course the massive kind of section of water as well for them to swim around in, or for them to, I guess, walk around it. Is it considered swimming if you're just walking like on the ground underwater? Like, is it still considered swimming? Like, where does that definition begin and end, you know? But anyway, we do that for a little bit today, and then I, as you can see, distract myself with a different task. One that I've been mulling over for the last couple of sessions, one that many of y'all have brought up as well, and one that I thought this would be a kind of a fun way to do it. I give a bit more details about this after the time lapse as well, but I was hoping to actually build a fully underwater tunnel with like a glass, like 180 degrees of glass basically overhead as well. And I have done it before. If you've watched the Aquatic DLC Showcase miniseries that I did on the channel, I guess it would be... Was it around Christmas of last year or further before that? Sometime last year, though. If you watched that, you will have seen that for the seals, I believe, in that mini-series, I did a fully kind of underwater tunnel kind of experience. I tried to do that here, but for some reason the terrain and stuff was just not cooperating. I don't know if they've updated the system so it doesn't work the same way as it once used to, or if it's just that the height of the terrain is off or something like that. But I tried everything. I tried it with water out there, without water out there, with little holes to start the conversation, without the... Anyway, it wasn't working, and that's fine, because I end up with a solution that I'm still happy with. And in fact, if I think about it, by the end of this time lapse, by the end of rather this session, I should say, I think I prefer what we end up with over here. Yeah, now that I think about it, actually, I'm glad that the tunnel that I was thinking of doing originally didn't work out, because it wouldn't have actually worked out at a larger scale, because it would have blocked the animals off in... Anyway, we touch on this stuff a little bit after the time lapse as well, so I'll leave it for future Party Elite. But yeah, so instead over here I'm building sort of your traditional cave, if you want to call it that, with a glass panel on either side. Gives the guests a great view, I'm thinking, and it also connects the guests to the that giant space we created, the giant walkway we created. But you're coming in from a different angle. The idea being, if you come in through the well, A, if you come in through the train station from the Lions, you could maybe use this path, and also B, it's just a cool way to get into what'll eventually be a connection to the Nile monitor enclosure, because that's kind of what I'm thinking. And again, I'll touch on that after the time lapse as well. One of the other things I wanted to do over here is actually try and make this extremely smooth. So you may have noticed I kind of built this ramp, sorry, dropped a P there, I built this ramp earlier, and I didn't like how it looks. But if you watched my Southeast Asia DLC coverage, you'll have seen me discover an efficient way of making a ramp without needing to lift the path, without needing to have that hideous like gap underneath. And so I'm taking advantage of that learning and applying it here. Still, you know, a little bit of tweaking necessary, a bit of struggle here and there, getting it just right. But overall, you can see we have this really kind of like nice, neat, I mean that in all senses of the word, neat kind of passage that takes people from down here to up top. I really like how the path looks when it's on the ground. When it's hovering or floating, unless it's something like what we're about to do here, I find it can look pretty ugly, so I try to avoid it. But with that said, it's time to put down some, hopefully you agree, not so ugly looking floating paths. The idea over here is to build sort of like, well, they're like little, what's the term I'm looking for? Not like gangways? No, is that the word? No. Like if the word escapes me right now. But think of it like a dock, I guess, or like a deck or a dock or a deck over top of the water to look at the animals from, something like that. I didn't want to overcomplicate the structural elements of it. I wanted it to feel rather simple as far as the architecture is concerned, and I wanted the heavy lifting to be done by the vegetation. Again, they are tropical, and that's exactly why I kind of double-checked the Zoopedia entry, because in my head I was fairly confident they were like tropical, just based on my experience at Toronto Zoo and how that space has been decorated. I was like, okay, these guys are a tropical, animal. But I wanted to make 100% sure because that vegetation is going to really make this space come to life. And it's nice because it's a juxtaposition against the regular hippos enclosure, which is relatively still plain. Like, yeah, we have those mud baths and all that fancy fun stuff that we did, yes. But as far as vegetation is concerned, it is still more along that grasslands angle. And then right next to it to have these, like, you know, lush, vibrant trees, I thought would be a nice bit of juxtaposition. It would be a nice way to break from the sort of dirt, sandy, gray of the hippo enclosure into this pygmy hippo enclosure. And I have some plans for which animals I want in the region, but I'm trying to figure out which ones work best as far as a heavily forested space is concerned past these pygmy hippos. Yeah. If you have any thoughts, feel free to leave them down below, of course, but nothing necessarily screams at me right now for what happens to, let's call it, north of the pygmy hippos. I have some ideas for what happens to their right-hand side right now, to their east, I guess, between them and the zebra enclosure. I have some plans for there. I have some plans for further south of there as well. But in terms of north of there, I know I want it to be heavily vegetated. I know I want it to be very lush and green and bring all that kind of density back. But I'm not exactly sure which animal I want to do it with to begin with. There are other options as well in the area. I could also do other grassland animals too, to the like further west over here, to the right, to the left over here. Did I just mix up my directions? Jeez. It's been a year. It's been a year. To the left of here, we can add some more grassland animals, and so more of the plains vibes and things like that. I have some interesting ideas for some animals. I'm not exactly sure, so I'd love to hear your thoughts about like what you would like to see next or coming up. I'm always curious about that. I think what's going to end up happening is next session we're going to, oh yeah, here we're going to swap out the rubbing pillar, by the way, with one of these scratching trees. But I think next session we're going to come through and we're going to finalize this space. There's still a bit more work to be done, like right now, but beyond that there will still be even more work to be done. So I think we'll finalize that next session. And I think the session after that, we're actually going to be adding a new animal. Now, I have in mind which animal I might want to do next, but I'd love to read your suggestions and thoughts and opinions and feelings, and then kind of come to a judgment call based on that. Because maybe a lot of the times, like I say, you know, I'll read a thing, or I'll like see something just on TV or in the comments or on YouTube or whatever it might be, and I'll be like, you know what, I feel like doing X now, and so I will go ahead and do X or Y or Z or whatever. So yeah, let me know what you think. But I do have some plans that I'm likely to stick with, just because I'm excited to try some stuff out. But we'll see. But folks, with the vegetation in place, we're gonna do a quick kind of like hop around. I think I do just double check to make sure everything's working. I kind of test something out over here, but it's relevant. We'll talk about it some other time when it's actually time to cross cross that bridge, right? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. As I often say, it's not yet time to cross that bridge. Put down some water filtration, put down some a power transformer, and with that, and some slight adjustments to our vegetation over here, that's the time lapse. Folks, I hope you had a good time. Let me know down below. Back, regular speed. Alright, folks, we are back from the time lapse, and I gotta say, I am actually quite pleased with how it all went down. I was really worried that it wasn't going to work out. I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to execute exactly what I wanted to execute, and there are a couple of things that I kind of want to change and tweak, but overall, by and large, it's what I was hoping for. The enclosure itself, funnily enough, didn't get as much focus and attention as I was hoping to give it, so we'll definitely be spending some more time next session coming through and just adding more vegetation, making the space feel a bit more sort of finished. I've put in these temporary fences right now, the one that comes as like by default with the path. I don't like, it's fine, you know, like it's okay, but I think want to build custom fencing. Actually, you know, coming down low, it's actually not that bad. When I was looking up from on high, I was like, yeah, it's kind of plain, but down low, it actually looks pretty decent. Maybe I'll keep it as is to like save on piece count or something, but I'm kind of tempted to do a custom a bit of fencing over here. Fencing? It's not fencing is not the word I'm looking for. It's not a fence. It's railing, right? Railing, I think so. Anyway, I'm thinking of making it custom. I've also got these logs over here right now holding the path up, but maybe I just go with a default, you know, like the one that comes with the path or something. But either way, point being, I'm quite pleased with the space overall, even though we didn't spend all that much of a sort of concerted effort on it. Basically, it was like almost like a 60-40 split between working in this area and working in this area instead. A lot of kind of fiddling with the path and making sure the view would be interesting and making sure this would all work. There is, as I was saying, you know, a couple sessions ago, there's still work to be done over here. I was saying this not just a couple sessions ago, but last session as well. Is there a, yeah, there is a gap over here, eh? Yeah, see how you can do that? I wonder if, hold on. I don't think this would work. Oh, it does work. It's so weird to me. Water, so one of the things I wanted to do over here was do a water tunnel, and I've done them before, but the height of the terrain is just not, like, there's something up, it's just not sitting perfectly. So I was like, all right, that's fine. We don't have to make it a full-on tunnel with the overhead view as well. Besides, the hippos, they tend to go, you know, low. I'm just hoping they're able to go, you know, down, back up, and whatnot, and actually, like, kind of like play with this entire space. I might want to change how the terrain kind of works over here so they're encouraged to climb up. But we did end up spending a lot of time of the time lapse over here. That is something I wanted to tackle and begin the conversation about today. We'll have to get some vegetation and stuff in as well to kind of blend this in a bit more nicely. Right now, only if you're looking at it at a decent angle, it looks like a, you know, like a bit of a sandbar, I guess, like it's fine. But if you're looking at it overhead, feels a bit funny. So I will want to refine that. I will want to kind of fine tune all this. I hope to see the hippos using this as well, but hopefully they're not able to get out over here. This looks pretty steep to me, so hopefully they're not able to get out over here, but this does give a third entry point for our hippos, our regular hippos. We've got one over here, and then one over here. So hopefully we'll see some action there, and then guests will see some action down from over here. Again, will guests come over here? I don't know. Maybe. We will establish another entrance into the zoo, like I was saying before the time lapse, like in this area. That might encourage some exploration, you know, filling in some of the spaces over here. But what we'll ultimately need to do is actually, oh, this is a huge walkway. I barely want to go from the beginning to the end using the mouse and keyboard over here. But eventually what I want to do is I want to connect this to like maybe something over here. Maybe, you know, like it comes back out. You've got a built-out area, like a constructed area, and it hooks into our larger construction over here. And then on this side, I feel fine, like, making it go, like, it's basically a loop. Is basically like, you go up this way, you go up around, you come down, you go all the way across this, come back up over here. Will people do it? I don't know. But, hey, the connection has been made, just a little bit of fine-tuning. And then, of course, that was, I would say, like 60% of the time lapse, it felt like, and the other 40% was this. The only reason I say a 60-40 split, I think, is because I kind of went in with a vision. I knew what I wanted to do and how I was going to tackle it, and so it was a lot smoother. Because to be fair, as far as work, like actual work amount or workload or what have you, this is certainly the bigger task. And I'm very pleased with how it's looking. I'm very pleased with how it's looking. It's a nice little, green highlight off in the distance there. I've got some plans to hopefully make that work with what's around it. I've got some fun plans for... I've already had plans for this area. Now I've got some plans for this area as well that we'll be exploring very soon. I think next session we might come back here to wrap this up. I don't think we'll need that much longer on this. I think we'll just need a little bit of time to like close off some of these gaps over here and over here. I just wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to do it yet. Get the name in there. So again, if you have any like name suggestions, please make sure to leave it in the comments down below so I can scoop a name up and we can drop it in. I'm wondering if I want the pathing to continue out back over here, and we have a little eating sort of chilling area where you can grab some food, you can sit down, have a picnic kind of a thing, get the benches in, and it hooks back up to the main path over here on its way to this train station. We're getting awfully close. It's about time to actually start raising this up. In fact, we could maybe do that today. I don't know. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy with this. Sorry, I thought I'd do a little quick tour of the time-lapse results because, again, obviously with the time-lapse, sometimes it all moves by too quickly, right? So just thought we'd take a look. And I did do a different color for the water as well. I feel like it works a bit better with the space. I feel like it looks a bit nicer. And I'm hoping that they are able to get into the water over here. The other thing I need to do, by the way, is build a hard shelter over here. I've got some plans for how I want to do the covering, but we were running out of time for the time lapse, and I just wanted to make sure everything else was kind of like in place. I wanted to see how the vegetation looked and stuff. So next session we will come back. We'll put the name in place. We'll decorate this. Like we'll finish this area off. We'll decorate this whole thing, and we'll also get the chance to do some work down over here. Maybe I'll try making it a full underground viewing tunnel again. Again, I've done it before. If you watched my aquatic DLC coverage, you'll have seen that I have done this before, and it worked, perfectly that time. It has some visual issues. It's like it can look okay, but for some reason, yeah, I think the height is just a little too far off. Nonetheless, that's neither here nor there for now. Lots to get done next session. And the session after that, we should be adding a new animal. And I'm really excited for the animal I've got planned next. I'm excited every time I get to add a new animal, but the animal I've planned next, I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, let's go ahead and unpause. We've got everybody headed to quarantine. They'll be done in quarantine, starting with the zebras. And then the pygmy hippos come out over here to play. A new baby hippo's on its way as well, relatively soon. While all that's happening, why don't we actually, sort this out? Now it's been suggested that I go around the zoo and clean up some of the extra pieces and stuff that are laying around. Maybe I do it as like a time lapse, or maybe we do that as a live session. I don't know if folks would be interested in that, or something. But clean up some of the extra pieces we have laying around, because we definitely do have extra pieces laying around here and there. Every once in a while, like put a piece down. Like there's, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we got these still. I should get rid of these guys. These guys are, I mean, I know it's only like 10 pieces or something, but still wasteful, these guys as well. Too bad, I really like that shape, but hey, it is what it is. Get rid of you. We got this down over here as well. Now, it's not often that I store pieces underground, but there are other pieces as well where it's just like things kind of end up extending underground, and I go, yeah, okay, it's fine for now because we're just kind of like sculpting a space out or roughing a space out, and then ultimately those pieces stay, and I don't think they make too much of a difference, but they make a difference. Every little thing makes a difference, right? Go ahead and use your size. Go ahead and pop you like that. I wonder if it's time to start decorating some of these stations as well. That word was just failing me. I was like, oh, there's a word. I don't know what it is. I don't remember for the life of me. So how do I want to go ahead and do this? Pop you down like this. It's gonna be a little challenging. Let's see what we can do. This all the way down. I think it's gonna be a little challenging at the top. I mean, I didn't really finish my thought there. That's okay. Let's go ahead and smooth this out, or use the flatten to surface. It's like one of my least used tools. So quarantine's being passed as well. We'll get right on that. Smooth this out as well. I hate leaving things incomplete. That's why I'm often hesitant to like start something like this while animals are waiting to be delivered or something. I believe that's just the zebra though. Wamba. Go ahead and move you over. to here. One of our pygmy hippos has finished quarantine as well. The other will be done soon too. And I don't want to have a sudden, like, I don't want this janky, like, turn to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten to surface. Pull you out. Here. Terraforming slows down tremendously when frame rates are being problematic, I find. Oops. There we go. That works, I think. More or less, more or less. Flatten to this a bit more. Wait, oh. Much. There we go, smooth it out a bit. Beautiful, beautiful. Move this out. We'll have to go ahead and hook this up over here. And again, we'll do some other stuff. We'll do some interesting stuff in this area as well. This is just to get this area hooked up. It's kind of weird to be doing this, I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's kind of strange that we're here already. I thought it'd be a much further way to go. Much further way to go. Let's go ahead and pop you over here. And we should be able to. Yeah, there you go. Pull you up like so. Wonder if I want to switch to like one of these, right? Pop you up. Can you keep going? Terrain too uneven. Looks like I'll have to refine some of this. Go ahead and smooth. I'm not going to spend... I don't want to spend too much time on this right now. Again, this is why I try to avoid starting something major when I'm in the middle of something else major. Because I'm going to be thinking about this until it gets done, and it's going to chew at me. I believe, if I recall the term correctly, it's called the Zeigarnik effect, where unfinished tasks occupy your mind, and they eat at you. Definitely do for me. All right, there we go. How will we actually this up? Obstructed by the path above it, I imagine. Go. There we go. Just sort of placeholder for me right now. Just to see what it would look like if I were to put the path down and hook it up on the other side as well. That is actually looking pretty good. Go ahead and get these two pygmy hippos. I'm gonna rename Karjan so that there's not the numbers at the end there. Over to Habitat 45. Again, we do need name suggestions, so feel free to drop one down below. Let's go ahead and unpause. There you have it. We're whoa, that's not good. Right, of course. New update comes out, new DLC comes out, but this old problem still hasn't been fixed. Take issue with that. Come on. Stop it. Stop it, I say. These guys up too. Nope. Already. Good. Yeah, so okay, so we're kind of hooked up over here. That's okay. This is wild. Well, I was not expecting this so soon. Where can we... There we go. So people are now able to... Gotta stop this first. Not you, but you. Abayomi is our alpha male. Alright, fine. Snia will soon have to leave if she doesn't pass away, but this is not ideal. Anyway, what I was getting at is that people are now actually able to go from the lions all the way around this way to check out the pygmy hippos, the hippos. What I would absolutely love, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, is if we don't have to get another entrance. If we have to, sure, yes, we'll do it. We'll add one over here and one over there, and guests will, filter through. That's great. But I would love, absolutely love it, if guests naturally from the one entrance make their way to these far-off spaces. I've worked pretty hard in trying to make these spaces loop together better than at Elite Zoo North, because I've learned since then, right? I've worked pretty hard at trying to get all these things thought out and trying to get guests from point A to point B at all times. Now, I understand, obviously, at times it's not going to work out perfectly. It's just going to be issues here and there. But overall, I mean, to get to the pygmy hippo, you could absolutely... Look at the number of ways you could do it, right? You could go up over here, down over here, around, over, around, up. You got the pygmy hippos. You could go onto the train, go around this way, up to here, off, you're at the pygmy hippos. You could walk through the crocs, you could walk past the lions, the warthogs, down over here, you're at the pygmy hippos. You could, what else? You could walk up to here, take this, go down here for some reason, and then loop back and come up over here. Loop back and then come up over here, if you wanted to go the long way. Like, there's so many ways to get to this far-off animal. I want to see guests doing it. You know, I want to see them making that journey. Because it's cool to me. It's that kind of pathfinding and whatnot is cool to me. And right on time, right on cue, our pygmy hippos have arrived. I mean, look. I mean, this is a little horrifying, but as they separate, though, look at that. You're going to jump in from over here? You're going to be able to walk in. You're able to walk in from over here? Or, oh yeah, okay, I guess actually, I forgot that this was a shallow kind of a way to dip in. Cool. Because my thinking was up over here is where they would typically enter from, so a nice kind of viewing spot. I feel like these viewing spots are great, by the way. And yes, we still have to put down donation bins and education boards and all that kind of stuff. That's all good. That's all fine. I'm not worried about that. We can do that next time as we're capping this space off. Look at your habitat. Looks like you are, yep, blocked in. No escape routes. Good stuff. Good stuff. We'll have to wait until a baby comes. Terrain, you are happy with overall. We could use a bit more soil. Cool. And space, we're okay. Ooh, might actually be problematic. We might actually need to add more ground over here as like babies come through and stuff. Potentially. Potentially. Okay, something to think about. Let's go ahead and get some more soil down, though. Find soil here. And I'm trying to figure out this. Grass over. Come on. Trying to find the best. Like, it's so much of this is just water. Here, let's do that. That'll make my life a little bit easier. Put up over there, a little down over here. Trying to keep the intensity, lower the intensity a bit, actually. Where is all this long grass? Alright, not enough rock now. Rock. Over here, something. Close. Very close. Don't want to lose too much soil while adding the rock in. There we go. Perfect. Cool. Cool, yeah, they're happy with that. Vegetation, good. They're happy with the vegetation, no issues at all over here. Enrichment is good. Looking good. But immunity, though, that's a problem. Hopefully that doesn't cause us too many issues. Alright. What are we looking at? Let's go. Spend some time with these guys. Wow, they're so cute. I gotta finish some of these things up. I gotta like pull some of these down. Get them grounded. Again, I wonder, like, you know, as much as I like doing that for realism's sake, is this like is it necessary? I always wonder about it. Like, is it necessary for the game? Is it necessary for the show? Or would I rather save on those individual pieces? Because they add up. And the next thing you know, you've got moonwalking pygmy hippos and frame rate like what you're seeing here. Why are you... What is happening here? Are you stuck or... Nah, you're good. Got a game plan here, buddy? Or are you just kind of like just chilling over here? Now, one thing I haven't thought about actually is, are they able to just breathe underwater? They spend a lot of time underwater in the game. They can't, right? They have to surface. Like, very iconic sight is hippos, you know, just like kind of like this on the water with their nose up and out. So I I would be shocked to hear that they're able to swim underwater, or swim underwater. They're able to breathe underwater, but in the game, they certainly spend a lot of time underwater. More than real life, I imagine. And when I say underwater, I mean completely submerged. Where is your friend, though? Why can I not see them? I'll stand down here. Oh, okay, yeah, good. They are both here. Let's go ahead and fix this name over here. Go ahead and assign dad status to you. Go ahead and assign mom status to you. And I saw the notification. We have a baby hippo. There it is. Oh, there you are. Not crashing my game this time, are you? Oh, what a cute... Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Look at that run. Are you asleep in the mud bath? You are, aren't you? That's so cute. Is just laying down in the mud bath, falling asleep. Hippos, though. I mean, are they not the cutest? Look at that. We got 2 baby hippos. Amazing. This is... come on. I got no words for this. This is adorable. You got little gummy gums. You got the eyes closed, like not closed, but you know, nearly closed. This big old yawn. The arms in front like this. This is adorable. This is adorable. Oh, look at that yawn. Oh yeah. Oh, that was a good yawn. That was a good yawn, wasn't it? Oh, so cute. Oh, buddy back there waking up. Were you just... You were, weren't you? You were. I could hear it. Such an auditory experience. Oh my god, being in the hippo enclosure. So cute. Oh, there we go again. He's crying. He's crying for attention. He's like, pick me, hippos. No, no. Pick me, hippo. Oof. Oh, stretch. But on that note, back to our pygmy hippos. There we go. This guy's just floating like a log on the topic of the auditory experience of being in the hippo enclosure. There we go. Back up. There we go. The mouth shape is very interesting on these guys. I've never noticed that actually. The way the mouth is curled up. Never noticed that. He just can't decide if he wants to stay underwater or come out of it. Wonder if we'll catch them playing with anything over here. Keepers, I'm sure, are able to come here. I do need to get a vet researching them as well, but I have a lot of vets researching a lot of things right now. So let's let the oh, looks like that's similar. Let's let the hippos get researched first, or at least there's another animal that's being researched at the same time. We have the oh no, Delani. Put that over. Died of old age. Lived a long and healthy life. But yeah, we do have... there we go. I was wondering why this hadn't popped. The Nile monitor being researched as well. I got the Nile monitor. We've got the hippos. So let's at least one of these get finished first. I mean, yeah, we could stop the cappuccino or the koala, but I need them to make babies. I need them to be making babies. And supposedly advanced research helps with that. Alright. Back up over here. Guests are coming through. They're using this as a passage. I'll definitely need, like, washrooms and food and stuff in this area. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are getting pretty upset. But it is cool to see not only guests are... evidently, some of them are coming up over here to come up over here. But some are using this as a path to get back to this train station. Like... This is a huge deal, actually. The fact that we've completed this circuit is a lot bigger than I'm letting on, I think, at least. It's just like, yeah, this is, that's big. That's big. I was for the longest time wondering if we'd be able to pull that off and how it would look and how it would feel, but it's looking and feeling pretty good. Now, what happens here is we're gonna have raised African animals and low, I guess, African animals. I just got to figure out how I'm gonna organize this, or do we just kind of like flatten it all, have like another like beautiful like lake or something over here, and have it all be flat and lower over here, right? That's an option too. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you guys would maybe prefer, or what you guys think would be neater. I think it could be pretty cool to actually have a lake over here and then have this like massive space for a bunch of other animals. We got like 20 more animals, or 15, 20 more animals to go. It'd be pretty neat. I think it would be pretty neat. How are you guys doing? Having a good time? Back into the water. They really are just kind of mulling around, going back and forth, in and out of the water. Life of a hippo. More moonwalking, I guess. Man, they are... I don't even know how to describe what they look like. I just... adorable. Much more so when they're nicely lit, too. Yeah, that mouth shape is definitely strange. Didn't realize it was what it was, rather. When I say strange, that's what I mean. They are different enough. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted. I'm kind of tempted to make the thumbnail the yawning baby hippo, and just see see if we couldn't tell the difference. But they do look fairly different. I wonder what a baby pygmy hippo looks like. I wonder if we're likely to get pregnancy sometime soon. More vet research complete over here. I assume the hippos. Yep, been some time. Good stuff. Good stuff. How are these guys doing? I'm not too concerned about the baby hippos being able to escape, because we've made a pretty sealed enclosure here. Oh, please go in there. That would be way too cute. Come on, get in there. Go for a swim. Man, I would absolutely love that. To like, can you imagine? It's like the kiddie pool before you graduate to the adult pool. Oh, I've cut them off. Eh? They can't get in there. Okay, fair enough. Imagine the big hippos are the same. I have a feeling that might be the case. Yeah, they can't get in there either. Okay, wild. So that means that this isn't working here. Wild. I would expect this to work just fine. Alright. Well, go ahead and fix that then. Number of times I've had to redo this base. This should be fine. Raise you up first. That should do the trick. Yep. Go ahead and flatten you a bit. Pull you out a bit more over here. I could have sworn this was working previously, but I guess not. Go ahead and smooth this out a bit. Try that for size. Come on, you got to be able to get in there, right? You'd think. Is there a hippo? Really, still nothing. That doesn't make any sense. You can get down over here, but you can't go swimming? This is too deep, I guess? Maybe. Go ahead and raise this up a bit. Also weird they can go in over here, but they can't go in over here. Not making too much sense to me, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm going to try and figure this out. Raise this a bit, because they're able to like float in the water as well. They don't have to be at the bottom. They're able to float around. That out. Water in. Oh, it should be good. Let this refresh. Adult population is what, just not enough? Are you... It says it's enough, but social is still low. Stress, space. I think they don't have enough water. There we go, you got access now. There we go, I guess I just had to do the reset. There we go, much better. Much better. So they are able to get in both sides now. And in fact, hang on a second. Yeah, exactly, they're able to get in over here. They're just not able to... Okay, I see. Okay, okay, so why don't we go ahead and fix that as well. Why don't we go ahead and do this kind of a thing. The guests kind of have like a great view of them getting down over here if they ever choose to. I think it'd be a pretty cool experience as a guest, at least. Hopefully as a hippo too, but I can't speak for the hippo mindset. Do a little reset. Come on now. Come on now. Gotta do this move to reset it. Still might not be able to. I guess it's not wide enough, perhaps. Maybe. It looks wide enough to me, I'll be honest. Who knows? That's got to be wide. Try flattening a bit. Don't know if that'll help or hinder, actually. Pop you down over here on pause. Wait for it to refresh, hopefully. On its own. It just doesn't... Oh, it doesn't refresh anymore? Because of the size of the zoo? Poor Alika over here. Being scooped up and dropped off multiple times. Yeah, you're able to get down to here, but then you can't swim anymore. That's a little weird. Can't be the only one who feels that way. Okay. Okay, we're okay. Here. Gotta pause if I'm gonna terraform. To do the trick, and if that doesn't do the trick, we're still moving on because it's not supposed to be about the hippos this session. Well, you know what I mean. Alright, you get dropped off. Unloaded. This refreshes. Doesn't. Alright, we'll deal with this later. For now, we have all that we need. We'll deal with this later and make sure they're able to actually get down there and enjoy the space. It's kind of weird, actually, that they can't. It certainly looks like they should be able to. Hey, look at that. Got some guests up over here. Nice. Glad to see it. I was a little worried. Look at this guy. He's so cute. Yeah, so cute. Can't wait until we get baby pygmy hippos. Again, next session I'm thinking we finalize this space. We'll see some baby pygmy hippos for sure, and the session after that we'll be establishing the next animal. It's gonna be again, like I said, I'm pretty excited. Hopefully I'm able to pull off what I have in mind. We'll find out together, I guess. But folks, this adorable note is the note upon which we are calling it today's session. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed watching the time lapse and the addition of the new animal and the adorable baby hippos as well, and their adorable little yawns. Good times, hopefully had by all. Take a quick look at this, make sure things are alright. We've got a couple of animals that are passing away. We've lost Sosa over here, a West African lion. Go ahead and call the vet. Balana as well, our red-ruffed lemur over here. Just got a vet picking you up as well. Did you drop to your death? I really hope they stop allowing that to happen, where animals can just die and then fall from a great height. It's a disturbing sight, to say the least. But yeah, really liking how the space is coming together. Like, look at that. Yeah, look at that. And it'll be interesting to see how it expands. Wow, this was a big session. This was a big step, actually, making that connection happen. I didn't realize that was going to happen today, but here we are. Folks, hope you had a good time. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like, leave a comment. As I've said before, it makes a massive difference. It lets me know that y'all are interested, that I should keep this series going. It lets YouTube know as well. It just helps bring eyes back to the series. Again, I've been over this. I'm not gonna bore you with the same old details again, but I do appreciate it, and it does really make a difference. I will read again all the comments as well. If you've got any name suggestions, feel free to drop them down below. But anything else as well, of course, is more than welcome. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big ol' thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.